Hey, we are back. Just to go live, we should be good to go. Oh, look at that.
Caught me.
All right. We are live.
How you doing? Thank you for your patience as we got ready here. You know, it's not a Bocce Bros podcast live if we're not 10 minutes at least late.
At least. But hey, we're on Italian people time, okay?
Well, welcome.
But yeah, this is episode 32 of the Bocce Bros podcast. Anthony Cugini, please stop clicking your mouse during the live stream. Click your mouse, please go on. This episode is to kick off the 2023 Bocce season. We understand there are a ton of tournaments prior to, but the summer is where it's at. The majors are on its way. A lot of fun outdoor bocce, or at least some of the windows will be open while we play. Will be nice. Some tournaments are going to look a little bit different in regards to the courts that we're playing on, the atmosphere, everything, and we'll touch on that here shortly.
There's a buzz in the air.
Yeah, for sure.
Spring's upon us, like you said. The warmer weather, more bocce. I'm excited.
Yeah. So as you guys are tuning in here, this is going to be just a fun episode. We're not really sure exactly what we're going to talk about. We'll talk about the usual previous tournaments, upcoming tournaments, all that stuff. But we are also going to have a few call-ins. You want to just name who there are now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and let's get the people who are watching, let them know who's going to be on. We're going to start off. Well, there's a lot of renovations in the bocce world going on. You know, bocce, the sport is growing, obviously. More tournaments, more venues. Some of these venues are now taking the time to take care of their or upgrade or whatever, renovate, whatever the word may be. And a couple of those places are in our hometown.
Yeah, we have Youngstown as well as Northeast Ohio up in Cleveland.
So starting with the Mahoning Valley Restaurant, a.k.a. the MVR, the beloved MVR, where the Armstrong Major is held.
Hell yeah.
We're going to have Mike Romeo on the pod, who's been a guest before talking about his club that he's a part of, that we're also a part of, the Mount Carmel Society in Lowville, Ohio. But instead of talking about that club, we're going to talk a little bit about MVR. We could touch up on Mount Carmel, but the MVR, Mike Romeo, is doing a lot of the renovations for the technology, the cameras that'll be going in there. He's been there, I think, almost every day, so he can give us a sneak peek of what's going on in there.
Yeah, I mean, so as you guys know, is more of an outdoor atmosphere. One of my favorites by far, as well as a lot of other people. Just the atmosphere in general was always fun because you had the outdoor bar there, the scenery, everything was great. But what MVR realized they wanted to do was have more of an all year round type of facility, and this is going to provide that. As well as, you know, it gives you still that indoor-outdoor feel with the garage doors that they're going to have, or the windows, as you would call it.
On top of that, we got Luciano Desensi from Club Molisani. Club Molisani, they had 5 synthetic courts. They upgraded to 6, and they redid all of them to be uniform, done by Mike Grasser. We'll get into all of that. And then last but not least, we got the Greek freak, Big E. Big E's going to be calling in to talk about all of his winnings, how he's heading into early retirement with all of the bocce gambling that's been going on by Rocco Ghiardi.
With Monopoly money, of course.
Yeah, he's gonna share his strategies, I heard.
Yes, betting tips. I signed him to a 60-day deal. Big E has one episode bi-weekly, and it's Big E's betting corner. And it's
I signed up for a signal service, $39.99 a month. Unlimited tournaments.
Not that far from now, so hang tight. We'll have those guys get on the phone here to talk about some things. But boys, what's first on our list?
I think we want to recap some winners, right?
Yeah.
From some past tournaments.
Where did we leave off here? On our last episode, it was just the 4 of us, and the 4 of us being with Carmen Marinucci, also the missing Bocce bro, wherever he may be. It's probably in another country.
Just got back from Vegas, Dante. Remember, we spent 3 weekends together.
Yeah, what a time. So we haven't talked since then. So we can run down that list.
Anthony, do you want to share your screen?
Yep.
Perfect.
All right.
Hold on, Cage. As you guys know, you can go to thebocceBros.com. You could review all of these previous winners. There you go. Dante's showing you how to type. But that's where we are at right now. Cooge, go ahead.
All right, so we left off with the high stakes happening that weekend. Some of us predicted ABV to win, and they won. Dom Aveni, Michael Farbata, Dennis Sternad, and Anthony Croce. Dante, is there an audio you want to play at all for this one?
I think there is one, and it was basically the last 30 seconds of the live stream of the championship. And Anthony Croce had something to say to the people. Let me just play this right quick for you.
People forgot. They should have cut their mouth shut about us.
So
that might need to be a shirt.
People forgot. Let them know, Croce.
Should have kept their mouth shut about us. But yeah, it was fun to watch. And shout out to IMBS as well. They put up a fight. They've been in a lot of good tournaments lately, which I'm sure we'll see them on this list as well.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Moving on, Jerry had a little tournament one weekend. CPF took the winnings. Heard they came back from the losers bracket. They lost early and won twice in the finals that night. They played Sapulo, Salvaggio, Triv, and I believe who was their fourth? I can't remember who their fourth was. So,
go
yeah.
ahead.
Doubles winners. So one of Rose's tournaments she held. This was Jen Hardy and Bubba winning a co-ed doubles in Neo. Congrats to Lena and John for the St. Patty's co-ed doubles at Short Street. So a little tournament they held over St. Patty's Day weekend. Then this one, Dante and I are very familiar with. We played in this one, the Sports Plant doubles, 40 plus teams. Croce and Frabata again with a win.
Who's the other Frabata, though? We got to shout him out.
I don't know. This one, I saw him shooting earlier. I think you have some videos of him, Dante, if I'm not mistaken.
We'll have to post those for sure.
We'll have to post those. Moving on, Highwood Bocce had a tournament April 1st. So congrats to Frank, Julian, Mario, and Anthony. Not sure how big that tournament was, but I'm sure it's tough competition.
Highwood Chicago typically is.
This one, what a great win by Fatal 4. So one of the first big women's tournament. I think they had 26 teams. People from Chicago, pretty much all around came in. What a battle. And they took the win.
Highly talked about tournament. I know they had a big. It was more than just the tournament. They had a little party atmosphere. Everyone was having fun, and also highly competitive, as you already mentioned.
Yeah, great tournament. Good job by everybody involved with that.
Yeah, Club Molisani and Tara. I'm sure there was others involved.
And I won some money on that. So crickets. So one that we got to play in, IMBS with the win. Jimmy, Lou, Sean, Vern. Congrats to back-to-back fall and spring.
I do want to say, if you could go back to that picture. So originally the picture was they were on each side of that crickets thing, but how our website is formatted, I had to Photoshop Vern and Sean. So really, Vern and Sean are about 10 feet to the right of you can't tell. So I had to bring that up.
Yeah,
good work, Dante.
IMBS, those guys right there, they've been in some big games recently. So they're one of my teams to watch out for this year. I know that's not a shocker to a lot, but they bring a lot of energy and they have a pretty good foursome there.
They do. Extreme Bocce League. I heard this was like a 30-plus tournament, Dante. So congrats to Rob and Francesco winning this one.
Yeah, I was going to go to that, but I was out of town for something. I know I saw a lot of those guys, the Canadian folks out in Vegas, and I wanted nothing more because I know we had a good time when we went to Canada, just to hang out. So add Bocce to the mix. We definitely have to. We're making our way up there, eh?
Absolutely.
These look familiar.
I know. Jen Hardy, third time you've seen her, if anyone is counting. So congrats, Jen, on your third tournament win. And Bubba winning again. So Neo's co-ed, the one that Chris Chim from Kentucky ran, 40-plus teams. I heard it was a great turnout, great atmosphere, and congrats to these two for pulling it out.
Good stuff.
And then
Bubba cut the hair. Look at him. He's on here twice.
I know. Look at this. And then Joe again, 2 times, back-to-back.
How tough is that? We got to talk about Joe going back-to-back in a singles tournament. Last year was talking about how there wasn't enough people playing in that tournament, that there were some people missing in the mix. Well, here we are this year where there's some of those missing people in the mix, and Joe's still coming out on top, and he was the betting favorite.
Yeah, wild.
To do.
It is tough to win 2 single tournaments in a row, guys.
Wild.
Not in Columbus.
Not in Columbus.
I need to enter one of these.
Yeah.
I will say I looked at last year for Joe and this year, and I did terribly, so I'm not saying anything to me, but the kid has only lost one time in the 2 tournaments, and that was to me in the finals last year in the first game. But that's an impressive streak when you think about all of his games he's played, that he's only lost one time. I mean, that's like in a singles. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy good. So obviously shout out to Joe, and great job. So I think that's all of our winners for right now. I think the next tournament we have upcoming for those attending is the Chipulo Extravaganza next or in 2 weeks from now, I believe. That's at Jerry's. And then after that's the Memorial Wycliffe one. So those will round out, I believe, May.
Awesome. What's the first major we have?
That would be the first major would be Rome. No, hold on. I'm looking. I'm going to our website.
You don't even.
I don't even know.
No,
There's so many bocce tournaments.
Isn't Molisani in June?
Molisani, sorry. What am I thinking? Molisani. Because we're not going. We're not going.
Not a single one of the Bocce Bros is even attending the June Molisani. Unfortunately, not because we don't want to, but we all have things going on. We have to talk to the people who plan those events for us.
Well, they moved it. So to be fair, I made a Spain trip, and then they moved Molisani during the Spain trip. So I was a little upset, but it is what it is. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Because it was supposed to be the third weekend of June, and it got moved up.
So I say we get right into it. It's 9:20.
Yeah, give them a call. Who's our first on the list?
Our first on the list is going to be Mike Romeo. We're going to talk to Mike. So I hope he's listening. Our call. We're going to talk to him about what MVR is really doing here, and what's going on, what we can expect. When's the first ball, and so forth. So let's see if he answers.
Ooh, got the ring and everything.
Do you remember when people would pay for the rings? So
I'm back.
What's
What's up?
Mike Romeo, can you hear us?
I can hear you.
Welcome. You're live on the Bocce Bros podcast, Mike. I'm sure you're a long-time listener, first-time caller. We're happy to have you on the show. Have you been tuning in this evening?
I'm tuning in.
Where are you tuning in from, sir?
The Havana House here in Boardman, Ohio.
Ooh.
Club we have.
What kind of cigar are you smoking?
I am smoking a Julius Caesar at the moment.
Nothing but the finest.
Nothing but the finest in Youngstown.
I love it. So you obviously know why we're calling, Mike. You've been sending me videos on the low. I'm not sure what you've been okay to talk about as far as the MVR construction, but what are some things? I heard talk to me. You were talking about cigar lounges. Is there a cigar room that overlooks one of the courts or all of the courts or something?
It doesn't overlook the courts. It's actually in the facility by the bar.
Mm-hmm.
We're working on some things to try to make it. Obviously, when you guys are streaming, we'll obviously have it playing in those rooms. There'll be a bunch of TVs, but there is a cigar room in the facility. It doesn't overlook the courts necessarily, but it is there. That's
amazing. That's awesome. Now, you mentioned when we're streaming, the MVR was the first place we did stream out, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, whatever the case was. Do we have a booth area for us, or what are we working with?
We have a very nice viewing area. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Ooh.
Awesome. Now, do you have a company that kind of does this stuff?
I own a bunch of technology companies. The one is called PrimeNet, and the other one's called Tactical Protection, and we kind of combine them both in a group, which is a consulting company, and we basically take large-scale projects. And I've been very blessed to do probably all the major projects in Youngstown.
Wow.
Even in some of the Warrens. And I've been blessed that Joey gave me the call to do this one, and I'm blessed to be a part of it.
That's amazing, and nothing about those shell companies sounds sketchy whatsoever, Mike. So
He's from Youngstown. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I got this company that's wrapped into this company that's ran by this company. But anyways, No, so I have to talk about the expansion. So it was 4 courts originally. Some were different sizes. Now what can we expect? I heard it was 5 courts. I heard it was 6 courts. Are they all the same size? What's going on here?
Okay, so there are 6 courts, and you have to go back to years ago. This was Carmen Casise's kind of dream,
Mm-hmm.
and unfortunately, we have Carmstrong because Carmen's no longer with us, and he was such an inspiration, even to me as a bocce player. When I had no teams, he put me in the men's league and said, "You got to learn sometime." And originally, it was 4 courts under what you guys have always seen. But this was kind of like one of those things where it kind of came in and it really, kind of kept his vision going. And then Joey, his son, pulled the trigger, and it really, really, really spiraled into this. So it is 6 courts.
Oh
Court
my God.
2, what you guys would know, is the championship court.
Mm-hmm.
That's the exact same. It is not different. I mean, other than the outside, the cement around it.
Okay, gotcha.
But the other 5 courts are identical.
To court. Okay, gotcha. I see what you're saying. Gotcha. So court 2 is slightly different than the rest of the other courts,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Still
all the courts are
original court.
identical. That's awesome. That's perfect. I love that.
So go ahead. I guess.
So going into this, there's a big facility. It is enclosed with garage doors. For those of you that have joined the Carmstrong, tournaments, we usually have about 64 teams, and it's put together by a great group of guys and whatever. But this gives the opportunity, if they choose to do it, they're big on quality. You can go 64 teams up to 80 and 80 up, who knows, but it is a very big facility. And when I tell you it's gorgeous, it is absolutely coming together, and it's breathtaking. You've seen the videos; they don't even do it justice.
Yeah, no.
Something as little as the lighting that Joey put into it is just it's wild stuff.
Yeah, and I think I might know what lighting you're talking about as far as like the fixture goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we have a video right here.
So yeah, Mike shared earlier, guys. We'll replay it a few times, but as you could, is that the one I sent you, Anthony?
There's a newer one as well. This
With
is
the
a couple.
fences up.
Yeah, it's a little more farther along now, but you get the idea. And that's a ramp up to where you're at right now, and that's court 6.
Mm-hmm.
I just sent Anthony the video. You'll see it in your text message if you could post it. So we'll post the updated video here shortly.
Yeah. The one thing about it, obviously a bigger bar area. The patio is going to be outside. Your patio is still there. The technology that we are putting into this place is wild. There'll be TVs, there'll be fiber optic, internet. So the same internet we had for Armstrong, stuff like that. There it will be the broadcast, central Bocce Bros and stuff that we do. We're really going to cater to that. It's a work in progress, and it's going to take used to it, but because we were used to like running wires, like
oh my God,
like, hey, run this wire. Oh, the internet's not fast enough. Let's move a tower from the top of the tallest building in Youngstown for the Bocce Bros. So
unbelievable. Hey, we know a guy. We know.
And has a couple companies.
Yeah. Here's the video, right? The more updated video Anthony showed with the black fences. I can't wait to see the real thing. Now we're gonna see the real thing. I know we're trying to work at an angle to stream the opening day for the MVR renovations. When is opening day slated for?
As of
Could change.
now,
Could change.
Yeah, it could change. Construction's on point right now. I don't really know much about the construction side of it because that's not my thing. But we're shooting for. Believe it may be pushed a week, but who knows? I mean, it's moving along right now. I mean, I don't see any delays other than if we have some shipping stuff, and, technology. It's always a gamble on when you're going to get the equipment. But when that you guys are posting doesn't do it justice, I can't emphasize that enough.
I'm pumped for it. I'm excited, man.
Yeah, the one thing that people were telling me, oh my God, I can't believe they enclosed it. We're never going to be able to smoke cigars again. It's outside is still outside. It has garage doors. So if you smoke cigars, you're going to smoke cigars outside still. It's just, we can play there in the winter. There's heaters for the winter. I mean, I'm going to say this, and it's going to cause controversy. It is going to be the facility of the country. I'm saying that right now. It's big shoes to fill. And, there's a great facilities in Cleveland. Obviously, my other club, Club Molisani, I'm telling you that the courts for non-synthetic, I'll say that'll make it clear.
Yeah.
Non-synthetic facility and the sheer size of it and the people that can be there rival anybody. And I'm a big winter tournament. We don't have any majors in the winter. I'd like to do a big winter tournament and team up with the hotel that I'm a part of, Youngstown, and get a huge winter major going if we're blessed enough to do that.
Well, there you have it. Winter major on the horizon. Love it. Anthony, what do you got to say over there?
I mean, I was going to say we like to do a Bocce Bro major, so it sounds like we might have a partnership here going with MVR.
Everyone there?
Yeah. Wrong number. He said wrong number. Well, Mike, is there any last touch-ups, any last words you want to say before?
Our team, Joey, unbelievable what you guys are doing there, and thank you for letting me be a part of it. And thank you, pushing the tournaments and making, the stream are the people who streamlighted streaming, really. I mean, there's people that replicate and there's people that try to take credit for things that you guys did. But at the end of the day, thank you for what you guys do every day, because everybody can fake it. Everybody can do whatever, all these other people. You guys were the ones that originated, and you're the ones that are going to take Bocce to that next level.
Well, we appreciate the kind words, Mike, as always. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon. MVR May 15th, slated for. Hopefully we'll see you there. We'll talk to you soon, Mikey.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
You're the man,
you.
Mike. Thank you.
Mike Romeo, the man, the myth, the legend.
Fellas,
Dude,
I love that.
I can't wait. It's going to be weird because we grew up there. The atmosphere is going to be different. Not different, but you know what I'm saying? The feel, still exciting, just a different type of exciting.
It's like with any change. People will be like, some will say, and then after a few weeks, it's going to be the norm. I mean, you can't, with the video that Anthony just shared, that Mike Romeo sent us, it's going to be absolutely gorgeous. It's what the game needs. So shout out to the MVR. Great job doing that. And in little time, too. I feel like that's a lot of renovation that has to go on.
There was a lot of hoops they had to jump through to get that going, and it's not a lot. It's not cheap either. I know a lot of donors involved as well through Youngstown. So shout out to the people that made it happen, and especially the Caesars. Appreciate you guys.
So before we call Luciano, unless you want to call him right now, can we do something real quick? So I was going to say I'd like to just quickly touch upon some of the tracking we've been doing over the past 3 years. So, as we talk about the majors and the players, right? I just kind of want to just show something that the Bocce Bros started about 2021, I think, right when we started our company. And not only did we kind of create the website to display all the tournaments, because that was one of our goals, to kind of have clubs and tournaments come to us and say, hey, let's get more teams to come across different state lines or city lines. Things are selling out so fast. And we've heard a lot of comments that because of the social media presence, because of sharing a lot of the things we've done, it's really gotten, people to come to these other tournaments, which is awesome. But real quick, just to remind, everyone that in the background, we've tracked since 2021, tournaments, wins. If we want to go back, let's bring it back to 2021. Kappa Greco with the 6 wins back in the day with Ron Dog, Frank, Johnny, Dave, Robbie Lewis. Going to 2022, we had Dennis up there with Frank, Pino, Matt Taylor, Rob Stu. Obviously with the final that ended with Matt, Rob, Chris, Dennis, Frank. And then with 2023, we just posted 2 days ago, guys. We started again with capturing, who's up there right now and with the tournaments we've been talking about. So, if you're a club out there or if you are running a tournament, just make sure you reach out to us. We'll throw it on our website. We're going to track all the winners. We're going to have criteria for like a certain group that meets our, base, we'll say, criteria, but then we're also going to show everyone winning, and you can kind of see it all in one spot. Because why we started this, Chris and Dante and Carm, was because we wanted to share not only the love of the game, but also to promote Bocce and continue just to kind of show everyone what this game's all about.
Yeah, and we want to highlight everybody. You win a tournament, whether it's small or large, it's a pat on the back to you, and you should be highlighted for it. When we talked about criteria, if you guys know, Anthony, Dante, they won the Cape Coral tournament that had 13 to 15 teams in it. They're not listed in that top section that Anthony showed you because they feel like a tournament should have a little bit more teams for you to be recognized in that light, right? So we're not trying to go against anybody, which is why no matter what, you will be highlighted. Whether your tournament has 10 teams, 12, 30, 40, it doesn't matter. But there's just a certain section that we're going to have a little bit more of a criteria for. So
Yeah, and I'm excited because I think the one thing that I like to do, and I hope people understand this, is like we can always look back and be like, hey, remember when these teams were hot, or these people were hot, or how we always talk about like back 10 years ago or 5 years ago, you hear like, oh, did they win these? Did they win that? Like we're kind of building that because we want this to live on, and we want to capture all that because it's one, cool to have all that data, and two, like we really enjoy doing that for everyone. And, we're here to kind of continue to promote this game however we can.
Yeah, without a doubt. And I think a nice example of that was when we started doing this is like we would hear, oh, them guys don't even know about what's the Lighthouse team, or sorry,
like JJ's.
Yes, yeah. JJ's Lighthouse or Lucky Numbers Rainbow 7, because we didn't. Is there a place that really shows and really promotes what happened to the history of bocce, and that's what we're really we're here to put a stake down and show that here's what this is the history. We're starting it. And hopefully we can get some data from back in the day to really present that to for now.
For sure. I mean, like you said, Dante, some people have been out there telling us we don't know the history about the game. Okay, we're young into it, and that's why we started this. Exactly is why, because we want to make sure that people are highlighted, make sure that those records move on, and people that start a few years from now, they could go back to 2020, 2021, see all the people who won the majors or these other tournaments, and it keeps those names living on, which is something that we're passionate about. So.
Yeah. All right, I don't want to keep our next caller waiting here, so we're gonna get going. But before I do call him, I do have to give a shout out. To the unit, the biggest name in bocce. You can't dismiss that. The videos they're good. They're good videos. But I did just get a text from D. Let's just wait to have me call in. I have a lot to say. I'm laying on the couch with my dog and rabbit, and my wife just bitched me out over the Yankee game. Tell the people that. I had to let you know. So shout out to the unit.
You say in rabbit.
In rabbit. I don't question it. But next up, we're going to talk about Club Molisani. They just renovated, like I said. They have now 6 synthetic courts, all identical, made by some of the best court makers around. And let's go ahead and give him a call. See if he picks up.
We send you to voicemail. Be hilarious.
Be hilarious. Or he answers, I'm busy. What's up?
Dante.
Oh, Luch, I thought you were going to answer with a bang. How you doing? Well, nice to have you on, Luciano Desensi. I'm saying your last name correct?
Yes, you are. Thank you for having me on tonight.
Yeah, definitely. Well, appreciate you jumping on. I know it was kind of last minute. We didn't really have this planned out, but we have a lot to talk about with all the renovations going on in bocce. But first of all, how's your day going?
Good. It's normal Tuesday working, coming home, and then I take some calls, and then had a meeting tonight, and now I'm on a podcast.
Yeah, right. What meeting was it for? One of the clubs?
Yeah, the Wycliffe Italian American Club.
Okay, and I know our listeners are definitely familiar with that club, especially the big Cleveland Challenge Cup. But that's not why we're here to talk about right now. So I got to put that on pause. Obviously, why we're calling you. If you look on the screen right now, we have a couple of pictures from the updates of Club Molisani. But what's the word around town around Club Molisani? Is everyone excited for these courts?
Yeah, so our members are so anxious to get on these courts, and it's been an amazing project to kind of watch over and kind of see what they've been doing and kind of keeping up. And of course, you guys got the pictures showing everybody right now. Lou posted those a little bit ago, but the courts are done. They are completed.
Every 4 years.
Settling right now. so nobody's allowed on the courts until May 10th is our official first day. People can go on them because we have a summer league starting on the 11th. But the courts are settling still. Oh, you have Alessio in the video?
Yeah, I forgot he was in the.
Well, it's just been an amazing job that these guys from Italy and Mike Brasser from Detroit, Desensi Bocce has done on the courts. They're just finishing up settling, like I said, and they're going to be doing the backboards also. So those will be redone for the tournament too. So yeah, we're pretty excited for them. And just you guys before showing MVR, that looks amazing too. They've done an awesome job down there.
It's just crazy with all like how all the renovations and new place, which we'll talk about, is going on.
So what do you think?
2023, the year of projects.
Yeah.
Hey, Luch, this is Chris, man.
What's on, Chris?
What's good, man? So what are your thoughts about right? So you guys are updating your courts. MVR is doing updates. Alta House had a similar, maybe not courts wise, but they updated, their club a little bit. What does this say about the state of bocce right now? Or what are your thoughts on it?
Well, it's been a huge upgrade in progress, I think, of the game of just updating the facilities. Everybody's tuning their clubs, tuning their courts. I mean, everybody knows that this game has grown so much over the past couple of years themselves. I mean, I started not too long ago, but I've seen the huge growth in it also, and it's been pretty awesome to see that a lot of these places are making the adjustments and making the changes to upgrade a lot of their facilities and listening to people on, hey, how are the courts? How's our tournament? How can we improve? What do you like about it? I mean, even you guys see the picture of the courts now. We put up a bunch of TVs also because for the tournament we're going to be using the Scoreholio app. So for the whole tournament, it's going to be on your phone. We're going to have tablets for scoring. Just a lot of upgrades there also. Just kind of make it more easier for the players too to kind of follow along, keep up. See who's in the winners bracket, losers bracket. I know a lot of tournaments. People are asking, where's that bracket? Where's the update? We want to see it. Well, here's our chance now to have it all on one place for people to go see and see who's playing. And I think just has been doing at their different.
Yeah, I mean, one of the complaint I would say in bocce is when people are sitting at home and they want to know what's going on. If there's no stream, at least you have the Scoreholio app that you can go to and follow along there, which is great.
Oh, definitely. And, it's hard because when people are running tournaments, you're running around, you're calling games, you're trying to update the bracket. And, it's tough. I know everybody wants to see what's going on, but this will just make it so much easier for people to easily go on their computer, their phone, brackets at.
Yeah, that's wonderful. You guys are doing a great job, man. Keep it up.
Thank you. It's, like I said, it's just been we're almost there. One more, and we'll get going and put the final touches for our tournament, and have all you guys come down June 9th, 10th, and 11th to come see the place.
Oh, we can't. Well, we unfortunately we won't. But don't worry, we'll make our way up next week in June without a doubt, just to check it out. And
I got a members meeting to go to.
Yeah, Anthony squeaked into the membership. This guy,
of course.
I gotta say though, I heard that there's maybe a member or two that just is always going to the court just to. Now, do you know anyone personally, a member that's doing that every day?
Like there's like Lou Fatico who's been head of all the projects, so he's been kind of down there every day, checking them out, seeing what's going on down there. I mean, members will pop in from time to time to kind of see the steps and the process of what those guys were doing. So, like I said before, everyone's kind of just anxious to get on the courts and get rolling again because what I've been told, they did a couple test trials. The Italian guys were showing everybody or showing the people that were there. It was on a Friday night that they're going to be similar in speed of the indoor courts that we had before.
Mm-hmm.
So the speed won't change too much, but it's just the straightness of it. You're rolling your ball. It's gonna hold its line.
Yeah.
That's kind of really the vast improvement that we've had now on all 6 courts. We got rid of that dirt court and got rid of the 2 back ones. We had to scrape all that top surface off. Mm-hmm. So they're completely resurfaced, all brand new, 6 courts, and it was really cool to see them and how they did it and the process of it too. And these guys were very prestigious on how they did everything. They were not going to leave until they made sure everything was just right.
Dante, I don't know if can you hear me or no? I don't know. Can you ask him a question?
Go ahead, Anthony. You have anything else to ask?
I don't think he can hear me, so ask him a question. I heard there's a rumor that the tournament might expand in June. Is that true?
I can hear a little bit of him.
Yeah, I got you. I'll explain what he's saying. There's a rumor that the tournament might expand. Is that true?
Right now, we're just doing the 64 teams, and as I know right now, we're just going to have it at that number.
Yep, got you. Understood. Perfect. Easy enough.
Well, we're going to probably have a couple more meetings before the tournament happens, but I just see it that I know of. It's going to be 64.
Yeah, gotcha.
I think we're going to do the 64, run it with the 6 courts, and see how that plays out. Because the way we have it scheduled for 64 teams, everyone's going to play at least one on Friday night. So Lou has that scheduling for it. It's not official yet, but I believe he has that all kind of marked off or projected. So I think we're going to go with that for this year, see how that's ran, and then expand on that.
Okay, gotcha. Sounds great.
But we'll get some more information out there, and I'll be posting stuff on our Facebook page, probably in the Bocce Underground, all that stuff to kind of get people updated and let them know kind of where we're at, when we're going to do the bracket, all that stuff. So it's coming.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you, Luch. We want to give you the chance. Is there anything you want to tell our listeners or viewers? Anything? Any final words?
Not too much. I guess if you guys are interested in following the Club Molisani Facebook page for any updates, or we have the YouTube page because we're going to be streaming for the tournament. Just at Club Molisani Charities. Pretty much that. If you want to follow along, just to get some updates or details. Other than that, I guess just thank you for having me to get a chance to kind of give everyone an update on what's going on. And like I said before, just excited for everyone to come down and try it out. And we're pumped for this tournament because we never had this many teams before in June. So everybody there. 64 teams, garage open, cigar room going. So it's going to be a good time. So and thank you guys, like I said, for having me, and keep doing what you guys are doing, and love seeing the podcast, the videos, all the. Oh, Anthony's got a question.
Yeah. Anthony has his hand. Hold on. Let's hear what he has to say.
Luch, who do you have winning?
Luch, who do you have winning?
The tournament?
The tournament, I guess. Yeah, in June, a month and a half from now.
No predictions just yet. We're waiting. We're kind of working with Scoreholio, just get all the team rosters all put together, kind of finalize the teams, and then when we get that done, we could put that online. He's got another question?
No, he's done with questions for the night, the entire night.
Yeah, once the roster's going, I mean, I'll take a look at it and kind of make my predictions of it. But we're kind of just, some teams have all 4, they have 5. Some people have just 3 right now, or someone couldn't play, they'd switch somebody out. So we're kind of finalizing the rosters, and when that's done, we'll get that out, and then we'll make our predictions.
Perfect. Easy enough, Luch. Well, hey, everyone listening, go ahead and make sure you follow Facebook, Club Molisani, and YouTube so you could check in on the June tournament. Luch, take care. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon, man.
All right. Thank you, Bocce.
Wait. Real quick, Luch.
One more?
Yeah. Can you just sign us off with a bang? Come on, just one. Amazing.
He got it.
Unbelievable. Thank you so much, Luch. We appreciate you, man. Have a good night.
Oh, no problem. Take care, guys. See you
See, man.
Amazing. I needed to hear that.
Yeah. Is it that one?
No, Luch does. He's the announcer for Molisani.
So, yeah.
So it was a funny story, which I may have told it. Actually, we haven't had a podcast in a while, but we were at the NEO tournament, and we were doing the mic'd up, like we would give players the Bluetooth mic to be mic'd up while they play. Anyways, Luciano's playing middle of the game, 4-2, and he hears about us talking about giving him a mic, and he's his curiosity's piqued, and so we put it on him, and as soon as he puts it on it, the player he's playing smacks the ball out, and we all just look at Luch. We're waiting for him to go bang against the player he's playing against. But he's literally announcing it like he is not even playing. He's like, here he goes for the roll.
That's awesome. We need to clip that.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man. So Do you want to go straight to our third caller? Well, let's set the stage for our third caller.
Yeah, go ahead.
Why are we calling him? Well, many reasons. One, he's our good friend, our good buddy, our good pal. He's my roommate once upon a time in a hotel. But Big E, he's been hot like fire. Yeah, I was like, so are you gonna say something? Through the betting, the bocce betting, which is completely legal because all money is given back. Run by Rocco Ghieri. I know influence with Jimmy Paisano. I know they worked on it together, but Rocco Ghieri has taken it to a level that people are betting who aren't even playing. You got spouses, aunts, uncles, cousins,
It's awesome.
mistresses, gumas. Everyone is betting on bocce right now. If you're not betting on bocce, you're not living life.
Losers.
Yeah, loser. But Big E, after each tournament, Rocco will then basically say who won, obviously, and then who bet on the winner. And Big E's name has been, I think, what, 5 for 5 now?
Spicy.
Something. People are
Yeah. I don't think he's missed.
What's funny is people are now like not attacking him, but are like, oh yeah, he's just betting everyone, or like, like they don't know what he's doing. Yeah, there's always something. So
He might be betting everyone, but he's pressing the ones that are winning too. So something's working in his favor.
Yeah, no doubt. And what's even crazier, which I don't think we give him credit for, is he doesn't live here. He lives in Texas. He doesn't play in the circuit as often. He does play, and he's going to be playing a lot more this year, as far as like Ohio, PA, or whatever the case may be. But like he doesn't. So he's just done his due diligence on the tournaments he's been at, maybe who he has seen on the live streams. So we're gonna give him a call in a second. I do have to talk about Frank though from Kentucky from the recent NEO doubles tournament we were just at, run by Marco Orlando Jr. Frank from Kentucky comes up to me and he's talking about all our live streams and he's mentioning, and I'm like, okay, yeah. Like, just talking, nodding my head. But then he starts naming certain like instances from Florida. He's like, yeah, man, they were playing you on the wall. You came back down 2 game. Like he's like, I remember when ABV, they had this one, like he knows the people.
He watches our tape.
Yeah, he's studying us, but he just like, it was just crazy what he was recalling. Like it really, like I was like, oh, you like really know, like like, so it was pretty cool. And Frank he's a character, man. He's good people. So shout out to Frank if you're listening to this. And yes, I will text you one of these days here, Frank. He was really bugging me on that.
Shout out to Frankie.
Yeah. So let's go ahead without further ado.
Frankie Botch.
We're gonna give Big
Jen Hardy commented, Big E won more money than I did on the co-ed win and didn't even have to throw a ball, which is hilarious.
Players, you're allowed to bet. And, this ain't no Pete Rose situation like the MLB. Like for instance, Aveni bet on Joe Zazar. It was in the finals, Aveni against Joe Zazar, Dom Aveni that is, and so he was getting money either way. I mean, he placed second, plus he won money for betting Joe Zazar. Like amazing.
Dom's like, if I throw this mathematically, I make more.
Yeah. All right, let's get this baby going. Ooh, a one ring answer. I must be special. Oh.
What's up?
Bitch better have my money, Big E. What's up?
That's what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
My bad.
How you doing?
That's a way to enter a podcast right there. You just came out with your own intro song like Shane McMahon.
Love it.
Oh man, how's your night going, Big E?
Very good. Watching you guys. About to watch the Dallas Stars going to play their playoff game. So good night.
Great. Dallas Stars, is that hockey? I'm not a hockey guy, but I'm assuming it's hockey.
You guys have an NHL team in Columbus.
Yeah, but they didn't do too well this season, so we didn't pay much attention.
It's all right. How you been?
Doing well, man. We've been doing well, keeping busy with our personal lives as well as trying to keep busy in the bocce world as well.
Yes, sir.
You know it, and if you've been watching, like you just said, you know why we're here. Obviously, people.
Yeah, why did Cugini ask Luciano who's gonna win the Molisani tournament?
Yeah, he should have saved that question for you.
Exactly. Nah, man, it's just been luck. I've been lucky.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it has a little bit more to do with luck, but we'll get into it now.
All right.
How many have you hit before, if you don't mind me asking?
I've hit pretty much all of them, but the last three though have been a good one. I've got my secret agent up there in Cleveland, Alessio. He's been kind of tuning me in, but long story short, I think it started with the Fatal Four Club Bolasani game.
Okay.
It was that I had three teams pinned, the Fatal Four, the Chicago, and the Hurricanes, and I just I actually was thinking going with the Chicago team, but they're just not a local team, so I favor the locals. And
Smart. Yeah, it's tough.
I feel Jen Hardy is amazing. She I kind of watched her when she played, I think, the Mount Carmel last year, and she wasn't missing anything within a foot.
Mm-hmm.
Like she was so close, and then she hits. So I'm like, man, I'll just go with her. So yeah, I put a few extra units on there, and that was a pretty good payday. And then Bubba and Jen, they won it 2 months ago. I'm like, well, they probably did something good.
Yeah.
And that was my same logic with Joe. So, so I've been lucky. So, like I told everybody that won, I'll be buying them drinks at Wycliffe. I'll be up in Wycliffe in 3 weeks.
That's perfect. I was just gonna ask, where can we expect to see you in this upcoming circuit?
Okay, so Wycliffe will be Memorial Day. I'll be in St. Louis for their USBF prep because I won't be there in November, so I'm going to go there at that point. And then I'm going to be in Mount Carmel. I'm playing with the Romeo. No, hold up. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm playing with Romeo and Alessio at Wycliffe, and then Giuliano, Alessio, and some other gentlemen up at Mount Carmel.
Okay.
The, Italian Doll Blow Up Festival. So
That's oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll drive by. Hopefully, I can drive by Little Italy to say hi to everybody. I won't be playing in that, but I'll say hi to them. And then hopefully Kansas City. I am missing Detroit this year, but I'll be. Oh, there's one tournament in California. One tournament in California, and then the big one in Dallas.
Where's that tournament at in California? Is it the Beach City Bocce?
The Huntington. No, now they will have a. I don't think they've labeled one yet for now, but I think this one is with Dario.
Yes.
Yeah, they're having a co-ed tournament. He invited me to come up. He thinks I'm a good player. I guess all right. We enjoy each other's company.
Yeah.
He likes horse racing. I like horse racing, and I think we're going to go to the track the day before. Bring my family with me.
That's
so
awesome.
We'll have a good time. Yeah,
that's awesome. You know what? I just printed out. Well, hopefully my work's not listening, but I just printed out the program today. The odds were released. Everything's released now. What's handicapping mean? My coworker kept asking me, or kept telling me he's handicapping all week.
Yeah. So handicapping is a form of researching what the horse has done before, just like bocce handicapping.
Okay.
I researched what you guys are doing up there. Like you said, I'm down here in Texas, and yeah. So I kind of pay attention to your streams. I pay attention to all the streams, and just kind of see what they do, how they're running the last few races. What type of races they've been running in. I think this year's Kentucky Derby, the favorites, Forte is a good one. There's a Tappet horse and Angel of Empire. But if you guys want a long shot, I go with the number 2 horse. I think the name is Validating. As long as he doesn't get into traffic,
Okay.
He should be okay. We have big odds, but I think the top 3 picks that they have on the program should compete for the win. But I like Angel of Empire. We'll put them at 8-1. I think that's where it's going to end up.
Our listeners, lock it in. Angel of Empire.
Yeah.
Lock
Angel
in.
of Empire, I believe, is the horse. It's either going to be a Brad Cox horse or a Fletcher horse. One of those.
Dante, ask him how that horse is doing from the Dallas tournament last year.
Anthony Cugini, Biggie, he his mic won't transfer over to your headset.
I kind of heard him.
You kind of heard him. Did you hear that question then?
Yeah, I think is how's the horse from last year that they named?
Yes.
He doing,
yeah. Correct.
Yeah. So last year when we had our tournament, part of the prize was to name a racehorse, and the team from Huntington City Beach named the horse Proximo. So this horse is now a 2-year-old. It's purely bred for the turf. So the 2-year-old races have just started racing here at Lone Star, but this horse will probably not race until the fall. Let's say fall winter of this year, late this year, next year. Some side news: we actually sold that horse, but the name is still Proximo at love the name Proximo. So it's not in our possession right now, but the new connections are loving the horse. So nice and healthy.
That's great.
Up earlier when you said you had Alessio helping you, I just picture him like going to league play games and like take.
You ever
ever
watch
see
The
The
Longest
Longest
Yard?
Yard?
The guy in The Longest Yard.
Oh, like Chris Rock.
Yeah, well, no, there's the guy who
Oh, the other
guy who
guy.
kills Chris Rock. The guy who gets
Yes,
the guy who
yes,
kills Chris Rock.
Yes. Oh, I forgot. We're also going to the Delaware high stakes Delaware tournament.
Awesome.
That's
You're all over this year then.
Yeah, playing with Catullo and Alessio and actually Travis from California. So it's a wide spread of players.
That's awesome. You're actually playing with two Bocce Bro affiliated players, Alessio and Danny Catullo. Now are going to be starting a podcast branched off from the Bocce Bros called Sunday Sauce.
Yes.
You can get that up and running here soon.
Well, very nice. I think they talked about that in Vegas, I believe.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right about that. The people want it. They want to hear their thoughts.
Yeah.
Hurry up, Catullo.
I wonder how many let's goes we'll hear in that podcast.
I love it. I love it. So, and with all the tournaments that you're going to, I don't think we didn't really mention Dallas, which we talk about a lot. But what can we expect new this year?
New. All right. So we're going to go 28 teams. We have 11 or 12 new teams. This is, in my opinion, the top of the top teams in the country. It's West Coast, East Coast, North, everywhere. I have a waiting list of 8 teams. I was thinking about going to 32, but I think we're 28 for now.
Mm-hmm.
What's new? There's going to be 3 nights of live racing. Open bar now is including premium spirits, so we have an open bar every night, and that's all fancy drinks, whatever you want to get. It's all
Premium package, baby.
Love it.
premium package. That's right. We got Friday coffee guy. That Italian coffee guy is going to be there. We're going to have massages in the afternoon.
It's so nice.
Saturday morning, the New Orleans. There's a guy from New Orleans who has a coffee shop. He's going to bring his beignet factory, and we're going to have fresh beignets in the room. And then Saturday afternoon is Saturday afternoon we got the lady that's had to have a push cart that's going to be dipping strawberries and bananas and chocolate.
Heck
and
yeah!
Coffee.
Because why not?
Why not?
Because why not?
We're also going to have a poker game, which I'll describe to the players, but it's a really cool deal. The more you win, it's like playing 5-card poker. It's like a Texas tradition, obviously, with poker, but it's a 5-card draw. Well, I'll explain that later on. So you're going to receive all the players in this tournament are going to receive this itinerary, and it's going to be like a 5-page itinerary. You will not be bored playing at this tournament. I know there's only 4 courts. Space is tight, but it is a players type of tournament. I'm glad that you guys are coming back down again. I'm excited. I know you guys were number 1 on the list to sign up. Hopefully y'all don't stay with a 150-year-old man.
Yeah, we already booked the Airbnb. Don't worry, we already booked it.
All right. So
same one.
Same thing. You're gonna name a horse. Everything's just pretty much the same. We're increasing the prize money. We're excited. We're all excited.
Tell Biggie that I need to help him with that PowerPoint Excel integration.
Anthony said he needs to help with that PowerPoint Excel integration.
Yeah, he told me about that. Yeah, we'll work on that.
Yeah.
The beautiful thing about the suite that we have, the huge suite, is that we have like 20 television screens everywhere, and we can put the standings anywhere we want. We got live racing, we have football, college football. It's crazy in there. And you're only waiting an hour, 75 minutes max to play your next game.
Yeah.
So it's just go. A lot of games. I think this year it's 8 games minimum. We're gonna have a good time.
Amazing. Well, Biggie, can't wait for it. I know everyone who we talk about.
I'll give you my early pick for Wycliffe.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah,
I love that.
I think this year, again, I have not seen the rosters. I think there was 48 teams. I'm playing in it. Don't bet on us. I'll just bet it, so we're like 100 to 1. Yeah. But no, I feel this year you can't say anything against the ABV. These guys are heating up again. You saw Mikey and Dom tear it up there in the singles, and obviously the other 2 guys are doing great too. So I think ABV may do it, but I heard the courts are playing better. Even though I don't live there, that's what I hear. The courts are playing better this year, so we'll see how this goes.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, they're inside tips. There you have it, folks.
There you go. So yes, call me up anytime you want to bet. I'll be happy to post them. And I just want to say hello to Durkin, who wants to get in my business, and Nate. And by the way, let me say something about Nate. I was the one that I bet on Nate. You know, I respect the guy. People think, oh, who bet on Nate? Who bet on? You know what? Man, the guy's good. Yeah, I don't mind him. I like the guy. You know, I sometimes like to bet Flyers, but I guess the question that y'all had before we leave here, what do I do with my betting? You're right. You know, people always ask, oh yeah, he's always winning. I do spread it around, but if you see value, just like a horse race, if you see value at 60 to 1, 70 to 1, you got to bet it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of spread it around, but yes, you just got to find that one player to key on top and go heavy, and sometimes they'll win, sometimes they'll be mentioned, but take a loss.
I hope our listeners are writing this stuff down. These are free tips. This is easy money. You're basically printing money.
Yes. Oh, by the way, lastly, I will be publishing a Big E Bocce report for all 28 teams in Dallas.
I can't wait.
For pure entertainment purposes, but it's always fun. The thing is, you go to a tournament, you're like, who's this guy? Who's that guy? Who's this guy? You know what? Let's get a little bio for all the players that are coming down. So that'll be kind of fun to.
That'll be really fun. I think people will love that.
Yeah.
People will love that. Perfect. Well, thank you, Big E. We appreciate it.
Continued success in 2023. And like I said, I will when I come up there, I would like to buy a few products. I know you guys you got that business as well. I hope you guys can publicize that business too. Congratulations, and I wish you all the best. And I'll see you guys in 3.5, 4 weeks.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
All right, guys.
Take care, Biggie.
Good night.
Bye.
The man.
I love it. This calling in thing's fun. Hey, if you want to call in, this is the time now. We're done with our guests. We're gonna keep talking for a little bit, and we can get you on the tube here if we feel like it.
Yeah, comment if you want to call in. We'll give you a ring real quick. We're gonna start to dwindle things down a little bit.
Yeah, it's getting late. It's a school night.
Yeah. But that's awesome. I love that. I mean, to have those guys call in. There's a lot of new things coming about in Bocce. A lot of people doing renovations. As you heard, Big E said Woodcliffe's rolling, courts are rolling better. Hopefully that's the case. We can't wait to be there at the end of May because that's going to be a great tournament, especially one to partake in prior to the Cleveland Challenge Cup of Bocce, which is one we have marked on our calendar every year. So love it. Good things in the Bocce community, people.
You want me to? I'll tease a couple things. We have all our sports, obviously, but now you can expect maybe some Henselite products. You like the inside measures. It's tough to get, right? And a little expensive, but we're going to try to bring that down. We're trying to get these products to you, boom, lickety split. So look out for maybe a future partnership with Henselite, and we can get their products more readily available to the players in America. Those products be including the inside measure or the wire measure for closed balls that just make it easy to pinpoint those precision calls. So that's one thing.
Should I talk about the turf?
You give it,
just a brief mention.
Yeah, you could.
We're in talks with a company right now. Not going to mention them just yet, but we are working on a partnership with them to work on a Bocce-made synthetic turf. Not synthetic. Synthetic.
Yeah,
turf?
that's right.
Basically,
Artificial, yeah. So not everybody can afford or wants to continue up with maintenance on an outdoor court or even indoor. And they want to bring us in to basically roll some balls, get a feel for the turf, tell them what corrections we would make, and go from there. So whether it's at home or at one of your clubs, we're hoping to assist with making a great synthetic turf bocce court. So, boom.
About some future guests, Chris? You want to tease any future guests we got coming on?
If you guys want to be a guest, let us know.
I have one that we spoke, but again, we talked about doing it in person because the pod goes way better. It's tough to have. If you've heard our early podcast where we have several people on this podcast, it's tough, especially virtually. So we try to minimize all that. But Leo Giannotti in Chicago, also the vice president of USBF, we've talked several times and going to get him on to talk about his experience with bocce internationally, locally, all around. The man's experienced a lot, so we're definitely going to get him on soon. If not in person, I think we just have to pull the trigger and do it virtually. Whatever we could do to get him on ASAP. He's one of the
We're definitely get some more people within the bocce community, but also outside the bocce community. We always enjoy talking about the sport, but there's people affiliated with this place socially that also have other things going on, other interests. For example, our one buddy Carmen Cotullo, he plays socially. He was, I think, our number 5 episode. We had like a 3-hour podcast with him. That was one of our favorites. He had a lot to share, not only about bocce, but the Italian heritage. He's an executive chef for Noctera Brewing. That was a fun podcast. We have other guests lined up that may not be bocce centric, but we'll touch on that just to keep everybody interested. So if you guys have anybody in mind, anybody you think that would be a great guest, even if it's just for a call-in like we did just now.
Twisted T Ron, we got to get him on the podcast.
Yes, Ronnie Capogrico, the man.
One of the favorites in the community.
Yeah, so there's a lot out there, and we definitely want to, we want to try and incorporate the female aspect too, because we really appreciate the female bocce game. It is continuing to grow.
It's booming.
And the players are continuing to get better, and it's not just on the female side. It's when they're incorporated in the male tournaments too. You see a lot of big teams being taken down by an all-female team. So, we're hoping to grab some of the females in the circuit. So if you're interested, reach out to us.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. What else is going on? Oh, you know what? I haven't told you guys this yet, but there's I'm working with a company, a pickleball company out in Columbus here. They've reached out to the Bocce Bros today. Actually, it was an earlier text. They got an architect to build 3 courts, bocce courts. And I told them the specs and what, and actually convinced them to go from 2 to 3 bocce courts. And we have a meeting with them Thursday at 4 p.m.
Okay.
You guys are available.
Good to know. Thanks.
Turn this into basically we're going to be partnering with them very closely to run their bocce program in Columbus. More news to come there, but just another thing for bocce in Columbus here.
We're just continuing to try to grow the game.
Boom. What's expanding the footprint of bocce for the next generation of players.
Yeah, we're doing that with our list. That way people can continue to look back. We're doing that with our podcast, our media, getting guests on. We mentioned our sport. What's the company?
Henselite, yeah. I was going to say one of the things that, I told you guys, and I posted a video, Paulo played in his first actual bocce game at the Abruzzi Club last week. He's 7 years old. He's 7. So we'll have to bring him on the pod. But it was quite interesting because we finished the game. We fortunately won. And he goes, "So when am I going to a tournament?" And I looked at him and I go, "What?" I go, "You definitely have my mentality. This is a problem."
That's all jokes aside, though. That's a pretty big moment, though, for him to kind of, since you've been playing with your grandpas, your grandmas, your dad, so forth. This is a big step for him and your family, truly, because you guys love this game. Obviously.
Yeah, no, I mean, I was excited because, it was cool because my dad really wanted to play with him. And I was like, let me play with him on my side for the first time. And, I was like, you got to focus. And he was like looking up at the sky. I'm like, you got to watch the play. What are you doing? And obviously you guys know how I am, before. So that's how I am with him. And, but he really enjoyed it. And he's like, we're going to play again tomorrow, Thursday at 6. And he's like super excited. And it's awesome to see. And, I think that's the other thing, right? Like, how do we continue to get, I'm sure listeners have kids or, other programs out there. Like, we see the same people over and over, but it's also about sharing and spreading bocce and how we get the younger generation involved. And that's something that we want to do. So, share your ideas with us too, because we have a reach on our social media. And we want to get more people engaged in this game. And, we listen and we want to do that together with you guys.
Love it.
That was wholesome, Anthony.
So Dante turns the big 2-8 on Thursday, everybody. If you're around on Thursday, shoot him a text message.
You could send me gifts also.
Yeah.
Venmo.
Cash App.
That's what every bride and fiance is doing. Like, oh, Venmo the bride a drink.
Going to a bachelorette party.
How about the bride gets a job? Huh? No, I'm just kidding.
go to Miami. Go to Columbus. You don't need to go to
I'm
Miami.
just kidding. Oh man, what a time!
As I had 2 bachelor parties.
I'm playing a tournament, my first major, when I was 12 years old.
Alessio says he played in his first major when he was 12.
Dang,
Wild.
he's probably better then.
I was gonna say, you'd think you'd be better if you've been playing since you were 12. I'm just kidding, dude.
Unless he almost won the 2-man tournament. And he joined. We already talked about that.
Oh yeah, late join. That was
This is a good
hilarious.
question from Danny Catula. More majors lifetime, Paolo or Anthony?
Definitely Paolo. I can already tell you.
That's right.
We do need the judge on Pat Durkin.
I agree with that. The most wholesome video is the video interview of Chris and Judge Durkin on court outside of.
It's one of my favorite bocce
Carmel.
moments. Yeah,
Everyone loves that video. It's amazing.
100%.
Let's see. Oh, the Nationals. Anthony and I are playing in the PRV Nationals, and the Open Tournament in Nationals. A couple different tournaments in Nationals. Nonetheless, PRV. That's new to us. We've never actually played a single game of PRV.
No.
We'll
figure it out.
We'll figure it out. I've watched it plenty of times. On Avelia HD. Shout out to them. They do a great job at streaming games over there in Italia. But basically, what PRV is, it's like calling your shots in a very. I'm going to try to explain it in the very layman terms. Chat GPT explained this like I'm 5 years old. PRV is like playing pool where you have to call your shots and you can't. If you hit the wrong ball, it's a scratch. Very simple. That's kind of what PRV is. There's also sections where if you want to hit it out, you have to hit it volo style on the fly. And also when you're botching, you have to throw it over a certain line. So you can't drop it low like a lot of us do over here in Northeast Ohio. Nothing too crazy of change. It's just more, you have to pay more attention, call a better game, or more, different strategies, I guess you can say. Backball's obviously dead. So like I said, we'll figure it out. We plan to practice. Luckily, we have 90-foot courts in Columbus. They're not synthetic or not the best to precision roll on, but we can use them to learn the strategy and the ins and outs of the game. And I'm excited. Anthony and I, we talked about setting some dates aside to get some practice in, which we will be doing here because it's next month.
Yeah, it's coming up.
It's here.
I think we should shout out Dante Chiavetti's new spot.
Oh,
he's
yes.
gonna be a guest on shortly to talk about that.
I almost forgot. We were actually texting a little bit ago. So Lorenzino's, also near Youngstown, Ohio. I think it's located in Camel, Ohio, though, to be more specific. Lorenzino's is going to have 3 synthetic Coleone courts, some of the best courts in the world, court makers in the world. Daniele Coleone is from Italy. He speaks both English and Italian. He comes over here with his guys, sends the material over, and he's going to have 3 beautiful synthetic courts. I'm pretty sure 70 feet long. I don't know if that's still the case, what the case is with that.
We'll get more information on that for sure.
We're going to have the Bocce Bros Cigar Lounge located at Lorenzino's. That's right.
Cigar Lounge.
Yeah, so you can enjoy a nice cigar while you're about to play some botch. I know we'll have like some small finger foods there, food to start out. I'm really excited for him. People who know Dante, he's very passionate about the game. He started the North American Bocce Association page. That page did a lot for bocce, a lot. I didn't realize how long that page has been around, and you can search the history of that page. And Dante, was posting a while back.
A very long time.
Very long time, yeah. So people don't realize that, but that page did a lot. So shout out to Dante and for seeing his vision through. It's a big leap to do what he's doing. And I know there's a lot of volume in Northeast Ohio, but I hope that he also has the same amount of support as there is bocce in Youngstown, Northeast Ohio.
There's enough bocce to go around, that's for sure.
Without a doubt. And I know if, whatever, I don't know if it's going to be a membership style. We'll have him on to talk about it without a doubt, and we'll blow this thing up here. But I don't know if it's membership style, but if it is, count me in, to play on 3 synthetic Coleone courts. I think it's worth it, whatever that may be, to just heading home and be able to walk in whenever I want. So I'm sure we'll get more information from him, but I'm excited for it.
Should I have one more call in?
Who you got for us?
He didn't ask to be on, but
Oh, he'll answer.
he should answer.
He was expecting this.
Yeah.
Yo,
Danny, what's up?
what's up?
What are you doing?
Just watching some Bocce Bros.
What else?
What else are you supposed to do on a weeknight?
I love it, man. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Hanging out in Little Italy in Boston right now.
Yeah, so I'm happy you said that. Congratulations to Danny. He recently accepted a new position. Danny, do you want to briefly touch up on that?
Yeah, I'm vice president of e-commerce for Legal Seafoods and Smith & Wolenski restaurants. So basically, I'm slinging seafood and steaks across the country. So
Love
nothing
it.
new.
Amazing.
Nothing new.
Unbelievable. That sounds great.
Well, congratulations on that, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
What was your favorite part of the show so far?
Well, you know, it's always nice hearing Luch's voice. He does great.
Yeah.
Mike Romeo and his shell companies, which we all know. And then the Biggie with the handicapping, and he's about to do all 28 teams for Dallas. I can't wait for these team profiles.
Yeah, I agree.
It should be fantastic. I got Twisted T Ron playing on my team this year, so
Oh, that's awesome.
we're
For
gonna
Dallas.
be pretty loud.
That's gonna be the loudest team for sure, but a great one.
I'm gonna
Somehow we're on the same side, so I
Oh,
guess
God.
we're just gonna shoot everything.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I'm gonna be
No
looking
rolling.
over. I'm gonna be 3 courts over. I'm gonna be that meme with the guy with the girl holding the girl's hand, looking back, wishing I was over there. It's like a fun team to play on. As Anthony's yelling at me for rolling 3 feet past the ball.
Sounds right. Sounds right.
So you're in Little Italy, Boston. Is that near Methuen? I don't know how to say it.
It's a little bit of a drive to get there, but I'm planning on trying to play there as well. Joe Cortone, I think I'm saying his name right.
Yeah, Joe Corderone.
Yep. Corderone. He reached out to me, so I already got some Boston bocce connections. You know, Biggie hooked me up.
Love it.
So I'm in with the Boston crowd, and then I joined a rec league here in Boston. Even though I'm here for work, I decided to join a rec league. So I'm really excited for Boston to find out what Ohio bocce's like, especially with the hitting.
I love it. Now, for those of you wondering who's on the phone right now, it's Danny Cutullo. He's very near and dear to the Bocce Bros. He is a Bocce Bro pretty much, if you would like to be, right? But he has recorded for us. He's been on our show before, but Danny is the one who is the how do we put this? The most exciting on the court. I think that's how we put it. He's the one in our videos. You're like, who's that guy pumping his chest after he just stuck that ball?
Doing the suck it sign.
Yeah, doing the suck it sign. Or kissing the ball. Or that's my favorite one. That's Danny, baby. This is who's on the line.
Yep, very average player, but very exciting to watch.
I think above average in my eyes. Love it.
Danny, what's the next tournament?
So next tournament is Jerry's. I'm playing with with 2 of the brothers, Angelo, whose birthday is today, and Anthony Chewy, and our other brother Alessio is playing with us as well.
Happy birthday! Shout out to Angelo.
Yep, my lead pointer.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. I have to wish him happy birthday. Shout out to Ange. There's too many Catulas. We've mentioned almost all of them. So shout out to Anthony Catula as well. We just got to go through the list.
Yeah. Well, because if we leave one out, we're gonna get a call.
Right.
Oh man, yeah, it's gonna be an exciting summer though. Playing a lot with my feral bocce guys too for the summer. So we're hooking up for a bunch of tournaments. We're playing in Molisani as well. Gonna be playing some majors together. So excited to play with Killa, Corey, and Shawnee Nelson as well. Should be a good summer.
That's great, man. I know, when you first started, you're trying to look for a core group, and it's always tough because people jump around. You try and find people that have the same mentality, vibe with them, same, you could be on the same, path with them. So it's cool that I know you guys, was if cricket's your first tournament you played with those guys?
First tournament. Yep. Placed third.
Yep. So, I mean, it makes sense to continue on. So good job there.
Yeah. It's one of those things where, it's fun to play with a lot of players. I really enjoy playing with different players and learning their styles, their mentality, the way that they would approach, certain shots. But there is something to be said about like knowing this is your team and then starting to like really learn. You start not having to question every single call or having to talk about things. You just know what's going next. I'm sure you guys have seen that playing with each other for so long, But as someone who's just been playing tournaments for a year and a half, it is nice to have that comfortability.
100%. I mean, we've talked about that with some of the more experienced teams, whether it's CPF, ABV. We can go on, but they just look at each other. They might not even look at each other or give each other a nod. They just go down and no one asks questions because they know what each other's thinking. So that's very true.
Yep.
Who do you have, Lakers or Golden State?
So I have the Lake Show.
I hope so. It's 10-2 right now in the first quarter.
Yeah, I have the Lake Show. I was surprised Golden State doesn't win many game sevens on the road.
Yeah.
They did it obviously against the Kings, but the Kings are young. So I got the Lake Show.
Curry also put up I don't even love the guy. He put up an amazing game 7 to will that team to a victory. Whatever.
He's a crybaby.
Yeah.
All right, Danny. Well, we appreciate you answering. We're going to wrap up the podcast here, but we'll have you back on, I'm sure, very soon.
Have a good night, boys.
All right, brother. Take care.
Later.
Love you, buddy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to sign off here. Anything else, fellas?
No, I don't think so.
Nothing for me.
If there's anything I want to shout out.
We're going to start the podcast back up. We're going to have more guests, more live streams, more call-ins. We loved what we did here tonight. If you want to sponsor, we're going to ask for sponsorships moving forward just to help us out, continuing to run the show. So if you're interested in that, reach out to us, the Bocce Bros at gmail.com. On all social media platforms at the Bocce Bros, of course. Subscribe to the page. Rate us a 5 if you can. We would appreciate it. But we'll be back very soon. We're signing off.
Take care. Brush your hair.
Ciao.